told you it wasn't going to be long until I was doing another Arran, and I lived up to my word. After raving about how good the Arran 18 sample was, I just had to go out and get another bottle of any expression of Arran I could get my hands on. So I found this little Sauternes Cask beauty online, on offer. So, big Al, click buy now. Stay tuned so you can find out what I think of it. What's up, whiskey lovers? Apart from my cholesterol, that is. And welcome to another episode of Whiskey Straight with me, Big Al. And yes, it's Arran time again. Arran with a wee bit of a twist. This is a single malt. It's aged for 8 years, or matured for 8 years in traditional oak casks, and then it's finished for an undisclosed amount of time in Sauternes casks. Now, Sauternes is a dessert wine from the Bordeaux region of France. It's very sweet, and it's actually quite expensive as well, or so I am led to believe. Now that made me think, should I buy this or not? I like the good, dark, deep, dirty whiskies, and this is pretty much at the other end of the spectrum, but you know what? I do like a good wine, and even a dessert wine can hit the spot as well, so it retails for 45 quid. I got an offer for 10 or less. Now, as you would expect from Arran, it's non-chill filtered, it's natural coloured, and it's bottled at that nice sweet spot of 50% ABV. So, ticks all the boxes, and it's got that nice higher proof that I like. So, let's get right on to it, and we'll start on the nose as usual. And as I always say, if you happen to have a bottle of this, wing a wee drop into your glass and join me in the tasting, because whiskey is always better shared, and shared with like-minded whiskey enthusiasts such as your good selves. So, let's get on with it. Sláinte. Honey is the first thing that hits you right off, yes, and it's really sweet honey. Smooth cream soda. A nice, fresh, juicy pear note. Now, as you get in a wee bit further to the glass, vanilla essence comes into play. And now, surprisingly, as it being so initially sweet, here comes a bit of nutmeg, a little bit, just a dash, mind you, of ginger spice. And that element of the nutmeg and the ginger spice combined with the sweetness really does work nice. It takes that edge of the sweetness, gives it a bit of contrast, a bit of complexity, and a nice balance as well. And what's also coming through here is a nice malty smoothness. There's a bit of honeysuckle in there, and a wee bit of nice, fresh, juicy honeydew melon as well. All in all, a rather pleasant, balanced nosing experience. So, let's get on to the taste. Sláinte. Honey sweetness. Nice, smooth, reasonably thick coating honey sweetness is very apparent right on the arrival, and then as it transitions across the palate, here comes that pear influence again that really endeared me to the 18-year-old as well. It's a fresh pear, it's a juicy pear, it's vibrant, it mixes really well with the honey, and then here comes the nutmeg, that ginger spice note, with a reasonable bit of zing right on the rear of the palate. And then all those flavours just meld together, they all combine to give a really nice mouthfeel, a nice just sensation in your mouth as well. It's very smooth, it's velvety, it coats the entire palate. It's like mashed caramelized pear, a wee bit of that nutmeg and ginger over it, and a wee bit of maybe a dark fruit element in there as well, and it's just really, really nice on that first sip. And just when you think the mouthfeel couldn't get any better, it's even more velvety, more silky smooth this time around. But once again, there is a bit of a bite. What I'm getting here is melted Madagascan vanilla ice cream. And again, that underlying edge of the ginger nutmeg spiciness is very apparent, and it's just so nicely combined and balanced within that Madagascan vanilla flavour. And as I've said before, what I like about the Madagascan vanilla is there's just a wee bit of an edge to it. It's a wee bit more going on than Norman vanilla.
Did I say Norman vanilla?
Normal vanilla. And it just adds a wee bit of more vibrance and life to the vanilla experience. Really, really digging this whiskey. And now, here comes what I find a wee bit surprising about this. And I really was expecting it to be sweet, maybe sickly sweet, but that's not the case. We've got here now is a surprising influence of some dark fruits. Sultana's raisins. That 8 years spent in the oak is coming through now. There's some toasted oak coming in there as well. And especially on the mid palate, it's really, really dancing on the tongue almost. And then that lovely feeling and flavour of melted Madagascan vanilla ice cream and a wee bit of cream soda effervescence to boot. Really, really good things going on with this whiskey. Very, very nice indeed. Now the finish here, it combines just those wonderful array of flavours, and it coats the palate. It's velvet, it's smooth, but again, that velvety Madagascan vanilla, touch of ginger spice, that is what shines through here. Again, a bit of cream soda, the honey, the pear. There's a low-flying light aircraft. He's not too high. Well, that's a good night for it. More power to him. But anyway, here we go. What was I talking about there? Yes, a nice, smooth, creamy, velvety finish. And that finish goes on and on. It lingers. And while there is that element of dark fruit still there, the sweet side does win through in the end. So all in all, I know some people don't really like a whiskey that's too sweet, or even a lot of people I know who are big wine drinkers, myself included, when it comes to some of the sweeter dessert wines, they can be a wee bit too much. So they can be just a wee bit, how can we put it, sickly sweet. You take a glass of it and you think that's really nice, and by the time you get onto a second glass, you're like, oh, I can't do this anymore. So if you may be thinking that's the case with this it's not, well, not in my opinion anyway, because this is a really well balanced whiskey. I don't know, let's say, how long it's been finished in those Sauternes casks, but whatever way it's been done damn well. And more power to Arran for that. Still at 8 years, a relatively young whiskey, but the way it's been done, that extra ABV, and as Ralphie would say, an integrity whiskey, it really does hit the spot. Whiskey done right, and whiskey that I will definitely buy once again. Really love it. I'm enjoying it. Halfway down the bottle, a few samples to send out, but I'm definitely going to savour the rest of this bottle. And unsurprisingly, there will be another hunt for another bottle or two of Arran over the coming months. So if you've had this, folks, or if you've been able to drink along, please let me know your thoughts. It's always great to interact with you guys, and I want to say a special word of thanks to my new subscribers. I finally hit over the 700 subscribers mark, and it's a good feeling, and onwards and upwards, and here's hoping that in due course I'll hit the big magical 1k, which will be a nice milestone. Special word of thanks to my patrons. You guys are stars, and my 2 new patrons who have just joined, whose names you will see here. And thank you for coming on board. It really means a lot, and thanks so much for your support. So, as always, guys, I need to give this a score. I nearly forgot about the bloody score there. It's going to be an 89. Good, solid whiskey. Done well. And yes, there will be more. So, as always, guys, thanks for hanging out. And until the next time, stay safe, look after yourselves, look after each other, and keep on drinking your whiskey the way you like it. Sláinte. Thanks for watching, folks. I really do appreciate it. Please check out these other reviews, and if you'd like to support the channel, the best way is by subscribing, liking and commenting. And don't forget to ring that bell for all video notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. Cheers.